Okay, so today I'm planning on doing the right side passenger door. I'm not going to bother doing, trying to take out this dent or putting a body filler on it. I'm not going to be that particular. I'm going to do an experiment today. Now I am a little worried about the clouds, but I don't know. It's just been kind of overcast lately. We haven't actually had rain. And it might rain later this evening, but by then the paint should be pretty dry. I want to how to do her paint has been a kind of a debate with us. There's two methods. One method, which is in a lot of ways is easier, is the spray can method. Now, the thing about the spray can method, though, is that since you don't have quite as much control over a spray can, you do have to do a lot more prepping. And then there's the roller method. Now, the roller method, I may not have to prep quite as much because I'll probably have a little more control over a roller than I do a spray can. So that's one advantage. But the roller method requires me to mix it with mineral spirits, and it also requires me to be careful about air bubbles forming. And there's different methods people have claimed you should use. Some say, well, use not an air conditioner, a blow dryer on low non-heat setting, and another person just says, well, just put pressure on your brush, you know. So, I was thinking of doing an experiment with the car. I was thinking, well, what happens? Okay, the one problem with the spray cans is that they do streak, and I mean, that might to some degree be technique, but I think the problem with Rust-Oleum is that it is it's a much looser paint, so I think it is a little easier to streak. It's also a little windy today. That's not really ideal conditions either, but the problem is you always wait for ideal conditions. You're never going to get anything done, you know. It's pretty rare there's ideal conditions. And for the purpose of my experiment, actually the windy conditions might help. So, this was my theory. Okay, what would happen if I do the spray, I just go up once, and then I take a paint roller and just kind of go over it? And I was kind of curious whether that would eliminate the streaking. I don't know if that, you know, so I decided I was going to test it on the right passenger door. And, oh, and I don't know if you can tell, but Selena's gotten all new tires, and all that wobbling is improved, and she's a happy little car. She was zipping around, and we always know when Selena's happy because she growls. No, she really does. You might think I'm crazy, but she really does growl. She goes, "Growl." I mean, she's got an angry growl, but she's also got a very happy growl. And yeah, so she's been zipping along and like, oh, I got new tires, and I can, you know, I don't have to be careful. I could go over pit holes. And of course we're telling her, you know, no, we want you to keep your tires in good condition. So we would rather you not do things that'll damage them. And she wants to run over pedestrians, and which is a very naughty thing. But yeah, so she's all very happy. But we have to remind her every so often that even though she has new tires, she doesn't have new brakes, so she needs to be a little careful. But, okay, and you're probably all thinking I'm nuts. Deep down, I guess I do really love cars. I just don't love, you know, I remember when I was a kid, I used to leave offerings of grass for them. For some reason, I thought cars ate grass. I don't know why. But I guess I always did love cars. When I was a little baby, I used to sleep with an ambulance, and that was my favorite toy. So I guess I do love cars, and I would love driving if it wasn't that there were other drivers on the road. That's really what I hate. I don't mind cars. I probably would like driving. I just don't like other drivers. So anyway, so I'm kind of getting I'm all over the place today. Okay, so I'm going to do my experiment on the right passenger door. And I've noticed there's little parts of uncovered rust there, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. I don't know, it doesn't seem, the rust treatment, either the rust has already been treated or it doesn't seem to be growing that much, so I'm not going to worry about it. So that's what we're doing. Well, folks, I am cautiously optimistic that I have found a solution to my little problem. How to have the ease of spray painting, but without the streaking, or at least very minimized. It's always funny how the camcorder brightens things. In the camcorder it does look a little more streaky, but we'll see. Right now it's twilight and I don't have the sun on my side, so I can't really tell how this is going to look. But I think at least it looks a little more even, though I have to admit through the camcorder it doesn't really look that even, but we'll see. But I really I'm really hoping, because, you know, spray painting is just a little easier. And now that the damaged parts are covered, I think if I break out the car up into threes, I won't have to do quite as much prepping. So I'll have, you know, I'll spend less time newspapering. What the debate is now is what color should we go with Selena. I mean, we're going to paint her black, but what I mean is, should we go with a very, very glossy black, which I thought maybe Selena would like, but my mom actually is liking the kind of flat paint look, because it kind of reminds her of cars in the 50s, and I have to admit I kind of like the flatness too, because I think it kind of makes the car a little more sophisticated. But we might just compromise at maybe semi-gloss. But we'll see. It's also what's available at the paint store. So I'm going to see how this looks tomorrow. I have to admit I do see some parts where it seems a little uneven. Now, you know, take into mind I was painting, this is a bumpy, uneven door because it has that, you know, remember there was this huge dent right there. It's also a windy day, so and if this does work out in the future, I'll do a video showing you how I'm doing this, if it works out well. So thanks for watching and stay tuned. We're planning on restoring Selena to her former glory. Well, maybe not to her former glory, but damn near as near to it as we possibly can.